The top 10 fastest coupes in the world, 2025. Number 10. The 2026 BMW M2 CS, 188 miles an hour. Small footprint, big teeth. BMW's Baby Bruiser gets the full CS treatment and a factory ticket to 188 miles per hour. The 3-liter twin-turbo S58 is cranked to 523 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque, driving the rear axle through an 8-speed M-Steptronic with drive logic. BMW clocks 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds and mid-range 50 to 75 miles an hour in 3.4 seconds. Figures that feel honest thanks to CS-specific mapping and shorter, harder hits between shifts. Weight drops nearly 100 pounds versus a Steptronic M2 thanks to CFRP panels and forged wheels, so every input lands heavier. Underneath, the changes read like a track checklist. The ride height drops, spring and damper rates tighten, and additional front negative chamber plus a quicker steering ratio sharpen turn-in. An M Sport differential meters exit traction while uprated cooling, auxiliary radiators, transmission cooler, keep temps steady on hot laps. M compound brakes are standard, carbon ceramic standby for abuse. Weight falls thanks to the CFRP hood, roof, splitter, and console, a titanium rear silencer, and forged staggered wheels 19 and 20 inches wearing sticky rubber. Cabin vibe? Purpose over plush. M carbon bucket seats, an M Alcantara wheel with the red M1 M2 mode toggles, and the curved display on OS 8.5 with M lap timer, drift analyzer, and 10-stage M traction control turn every session into data. Limited production, big intent. Price? $98,600. The carbon roof was just the warm-up though. One coupe here hits over 230 miles an hour from the factory. Keep watching. Number 9. The 2025 BMW M4 CS, 188 miles an hour. 2 doors, 0 doubt. The CS badge turns the M4 from quick to predatory. BMW winds the 3-liter twin-turbo S58 to 543 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque, pairs it with the 8-speed M-Steptronic and rear-based X-Drive and claims 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds. Tick the driver package and the limiter lifts to 188 miles an hour. CS-specific boost targets and torque mapping keep the turbos lit through upshifts, so the mid-range doesn't sag, it surges. The makeover is in the bones. Ride height drops, spring damper rates stiffen, extra front negative chamber, and a model-specific alignment sharpen the nose. The M active differential, M dynamic mode, and 10-stage M traction control let you choose between tidy exits or artful yaw. Brakes are M compound by default, carbon ceramic standby for track abuse. Mass comes off with the CFRP hood, roof splitter, diffuser, a titanium rear silencer, and forged 19 to 20 inch wheels wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 or Cup 2R if your roads look like racetracks. Cabin cues match the intent. M carbon bucket seats, Alcantara wheel with the red M1 M2 toggles, curved display on the OS 8.5 running M Drive Professional with lap timer, drift analyzer, data pages, plus CSL-style laser taillights and yellow DRLs outside. Price? $124,675. Number 8. The 2025 BMW M8 Competition Coupe, 190 miles an hour. 2 doors, long hood, bad intentions. The 4.4-liter twin-turbo S63 V8 is rated at 617 horsepower and 553 pound-feet of torque, paired with an 8-speed M-Steptronic with drive logic and rear-biased M X-Drive. Launch control lights off to about a 3-second 0 to 60. Add the M drivers package and the limiter moves to a factory 190 miles an hour. Cross-bank exhaust manifolds and close-coupled turbos keep response immediate across the rev range, while the cooling package is sized for sessions, not just spec sheets. The character comes from configurability. Select 4-wheel drive sport for neutral high-grip exits or tap 2-wheel drive to let the front axle bow out and paint your own arc. An active M differential and 10-stage M traction control let you dial attitude precisely. Adaptive M suspension, staggered 20-inch tires, and brake-by-wire with 2 pedal maps make the big coupe feel composed over fast crests. For track duty, spec the M carbon ceramic brakes. Lighter unsprung mass and fade resistance for back-to-back high-speed stops. Inside, it's pit lane tools wrapped in a lounge. The BMW curved display on iDrive 8.5 runs mDrive Professional. Merino leather sport seats, optional carbon roof or trim, and the red M1 M2 toggles make it ready the moment you are. Price $140,975. Can't resist a clean launch and a dirty exhaust note? Subscribe. You're in the right garage. Number 7. The 2024 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1, 200 miles an hour. Goodbye subtlety. This is the final Camaro that'll redraw your horizon. Under the vented hood sits a 6.2-liter supercharged LT4, 2.7-liter IHI, delivering 650 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque to the rear wheels through either a 6-speed manual, active rev match, or 10-speed automatic with launch control. Independent tests peg 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds, and the quarter mile in the mid-11 seconds. On GM's high-speed oval, the ZL1 recorded an average of 198 miles an hour with a 202-mile-an-hour one-way pass. Legit 200 territory without fairy dust. What keeps it composed is the toolkit GM baked in for track days. Magnetic ride control tames heaves and compressions, an electronic limited slip diff puts power down on exit, and performance traction management lets you tailor slip for street, track, or drag. Cooling is overbuilt, multiple heat exchangers for engine, charge air, transmission, and diff, so it repeats big pulls without wilting. Aero on the standard ZL1 favors top speed. The winged 1LE is quicker on a road course, but trades a few miles an hour at VMAX. Brembo 6-piston fronts, Goodyear Eagle F1 Supercar 3 rubber, and a low seating position with a head-up display keep you locked in when the scenery goes fast forward. The cabin is businesslike, supportive buckets, clear sightlines, and GM's performance pages, so the focus stays forward when the scenery goes time-lapse. A Bose premium audio system, wireless charging, and dual-zone climate make the daily miles easy. Red belts and alloy trim add the attitude. Price $75,395. Number 6. The 2025 Aston Martin Vantage, 202 miles an hour. Small footprint, big menace. The new Vantage swaps pretty fast for properly fast. Its 4-liter twin-turbo V8 is wound to 656 horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque, driving the rear axle through an 8-speed automatic and an electronic limited slip diff. With launch control, it rips to 0 to 60 in around 3.4 seconds and runs to a 202-mile-an-hour VMAX. A wider track, revised geometry, and retuned adaptive dampers make the short wheelbase coupe feel keyed in over fast crests instead of light. Michelin Pilot Sport S5 rubber, a 21-inch stagger, and a stiffer front structure help it put the power down cleanly. The hardware list reads endurance, not one-lap hero. Optional carbon ceramic brakes slash 27 kilograms of unsprung mass and shrug off up to 800 degrees Celsius of heat. The cooling package and aero tweaks, bigger apertures, deeper front splitter, tidier underbody, are there so it hits hard, sheds speed, and does it again. Steering is quicker off-center, the E-diff is more assertive on the exit, and the body stays calm when the numbers go 3 digits. Inside, the upgrade is night and day. Aston's in-house infotainment replaces the old Mercedes interface, with a 10.25-inch center display, smartphone mirroring, and crisp graphics. A digital driver display and physical toggles for drive modes, exhaust, and HVAC keep it usable when the road turns busy. Dress it with the Bowers & Wilkins audio and carbon buckets, and it feels equal parts lounge and pit wall. The price? $191,000. Number 5. The 2025 Ford Mustang GTD, 202 miles an hour. No pleasantries, this Mustang was built to hunt supercars. The supercharged 5.2-liter V8 is SAE certified at 815 horsepower and 664 pound-feet of torque, spinning to 7,650 RPM and driving a rear-mounted 8-speed Tremec dual-clutch transaxle through a carbon drive shaft. The result? Factory 202-mile-an-hour VMAX and violent launches that feel like one rising surge rather than gear steps. Dry sump, oiling, race-spec cooling, and gigantic Michelin Cup 2R tires, 325 in the front and 345 in the rear, make the numbers repeatable, not just printable. The hardware is pure pit lane. A pushrod inboard rear suspension with Multimatic adaptive spool valve dampers drops 40 mm or 1.6 inches in track mode. A drag reduction system blends an active rear wing with underbody flaps to trade drag for downforce at will. Optional magnesium wheels and standard Brembo carbon ceramic brakes keep mass and heat in check when the speed dips into triple digits. Weight distribution targets near 50-50 thanks to the rear transaxle and trunk-mounted coolers. Inside, it's business over bling. Serious buckets, clear sightlines, and performance pages. More race car than retro. Special packages turn the wick further. The Performance Pack adds aero and lightweight bits, aimed squarely at a sub-7 Nürburgring lap. Price: $327,960. Killer looks or killer lap? If you had to choose just one, which car wins? Number 4. The 2023 Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat Redeye, 203 miles an hour. Turn the key and the room pressure changes. This thing inhales air and makes speed a reflex. This 6.2-liter supercharged Hemi with a 2.7-liter IHI blower is factory rated at 797 horsepower and 707 pound-feet of torque, driving the rear wheels through a quick-witted Torque Flight 8-speed. No manual here. With launch control armed, the Redeye rips to 0 to 60 in the mid-3-second range and stretches to a 203-mile-an-hour top speed. Wild numbers for a steel-bodied coupe with real back seats. High-capacity intercoolers and a beefed driveline keep pulse consistent instead of one and done. The chassis' old-school muscle made repeatable. Adaptive damping, a performance-tuned E-diff, and available 305 section tires and wide-body guys put power down cleanly. Brembo 6-piston fronts clamp 15.7-inch rotors for triple-digit confidence. Line lock and launch assist make tire temp and 60-foot times push-button science, while SRT drive modes tailor throttle, shifts, and stability from street to track. Inside is Muscle Lux with telemetry. You connect 8.4-inch with SRT performance pages, serves G-meters, timers, temps, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, optional Laguna leather Alcantara buckets, a flat-bottom SRT wheel, and a 200-mile-an-hour speedometer set the vibe. It's the last great Challenger done loud and unapologetic. Daily usable, drag strip dangerous, and legitimately 200 plus. Price when new, around $83,000. Number 3. The 2024 Nissan GTR Nismo, 205 miles an hour. Don't let the birth certificate fool you. This R35 still hunts. The hand-built 3.8-liter VR38 DETT twin-turbo V6 is tuned to 600 horsepower and 481 pound-feet of torque, feeding a 6-speed dual-clutch GR6 and a Tessa ETS all-wheel drive that shuffles torque in milliseconds. Launch it right and you're in the low 2-second neighborhood to 60. With room and setup, the Nismo's been verified at 205 miles an hour. Response is immediate, the thrust linear. Old school, brutal, modern day consistent. The 2024 tweaks matter. A front mechanical limited slip diff joins the party, sharpening rotation and drive-off tight exits. Nismo-tuned Bilstein Damptronic dampers, carbon ceramic Brembos, 410mm fronts and 390mm rears, and sticky Nismo spec Dunlops on forged raised 20s make speed something it can repeat. Big pull, heavy stop, reset, repeat. Aero gets serious. Swan neck carbon wing, larger intakes, front canards, and a carbon hood, adding high-speed stability without turning the car into a parachute. Cabin is purpose over polish. Recaro carbon shell buckets, an Alcantara wheel with red 12 o'clock marker, and performance pages for temps, boost, G-load keep the driver plugged into the loop. The layout is familiar, but the feedback, steering, brake bite, drivetrain bite feels telepathic when the turbos light. Price: $222,985. Number 2. The 2025 Porsche 911 Turbo S, 205 miles an hour. Flatten your right foot and the world zooms in. Porsche's 3.7 twin-turbo flat-6 summons 640 horsepower and 590 square feet of torque into an 8-speed PDK and active all-wheel drive that hooks like a drag radial. Factory launch logic fires at around 2.6 seconds 0 to 60, And with room to breathe, the Turbo S runs to a 205-mile-an-hour VMAX. Variable geometry turbos wake early, the gearing stays on the boil, and the car's famous traction makes the acceleration feel like one clean rising line rather than steps. Grip here isn't a promise, it's a plan. PASM with model-specific tuning, rear axle steering, and PTV plus vectoring shape the car into the corner, while Active Aero, a deploying front spoiler and adaptive rear wing, trims lift as speed stacks. Standard PCCB carbon ceramic brakes deliver repeatable stops from triple digits. The chassis talks in crisp sentences. Turn in, load, go. So confidence grows the faster you travel. Cabin cues are purpose first, polish second. Adaptive sport seats, sport chrono with a proper launch routine, and PCM with a 10.9-inch center display keep the driver briefed. Wireless CarPlay or Android Auto, a heated GT wheel, and optional Burmester audio handle the commute and the cool down. Price $230,400. You've made it this far. Time for the payoff. Meet the coupe that rewrites physics. Number 1. The 2025 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1, 233 miles an hour. Clear the fast lane. This is America's apex predator. The ZR1's new LT7 is a 5.5-liter twin-turbo flat-plane crank V8, making a certified 1,064 horsepower and 828 pound-feet of torque, funneled through an 8-speed dual clutch to the rear wheels. Factory numbers are brutal: 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds, quarter mile in 9.6 seconds, and a verified 233-mile-an-hour VMAX set on the Papenburg high-speed oval, making it the fastest production car under $1 million. The power curve doesn't climb, it detonates, then keeps pulling as aero and gearing let the car chew through the air like a prototype. Grip is engineered, not guessed. Standard carbon ceramic brakes, carbon ground effects and side intakes, and an available carbon fiber aero package with ZTK add big wing downforce, dive planes, and underbody strakes. Chevy says the package can generate 1,200 pounds of downforce at VMAX. Deep cooling and the flat plane's willingness to spin mean repeat hero runs. Point, launch, reset, repeat. Independent tests back it up with 2.2-second 0 to 60 times and 9.5 at 149 passes. Inside its cockpit serious, a 12-inch cluster, performance data recorder standard, and your choice of GT1, GT2, or competition sports seats. Step to 3LZ for extended leather and a 14-speaker Bose performance system. It's a race brief you can daily, if your commute includes runway lengths. Price $174,995. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.